a shot of Bailey's.
Have you been feeling anxious or not getting enough sleep lately, maybe because of the pandemic? In today's episode, we will find out how we could address those and maybe, just how to take care of our overall wellness. We will be talking to Dr. Candy Drilon Dalman of Centro Holistico, and she will share with us how we could take care of ourselves. Come on, friends, and join me in this conversation with Dr. Candy. Okay, folks, so like I said, we do have Dr. Candy Drilon Dalman of Centro Holistico who will be talking to us all about wellness. Hi, Dr. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
All right, so let's start first by you telling us what exactly it is that you do.
Okay, so I'm a medical doctor by profession. I'm also the medical director and one of the founders of Centro Holistico. So Centro Holistico is a wellness clinic. So we operate out of 3 sites right now. So we have in Alabang, Pasig, and Quezon City. So when we say wellness, so basically we see all different types of patients, whether they're like sick or not sick. So we see them if they want to improve their health, basically. So we've been operating since 2014. So me, myself, I'm a functional medicine and integrative medicine doctor, and I'm also a medical acupuncturist. So those are my two when I see my patients.
All right. So you mentioned earlier that, you see patients or clients who are sick or not sick. Let's first discuss about the sick patients. What kind of illnesses perhaps do you guys see?
Everything and anything. Seriously. In a day, I would see like maybe someone with the usual ones like hypertension, diabetes. So these are usually the patients that we call, those are lifestyle related diseases.
Okay.
So, and then we also see patients who have cancer. We've been seeing a lot of patients who are having difficulties with fertility. And then we've been getting a lot of those, and they're actually getting younger and younger. And we also see a lot of patients now with autoimmune diseases, so those with lupus and all of that. So it's really a wide range of diseases, illnesses. Even right now, especially with the pandemic, we've been getting a lot of mood disorders. So those with like anxiety disorder, depression, bipolar illnesses, and all that. It's really wide range.
Okay, so since you've mentioned the pandemic, yes, I think, that's one of the things that we've been hearing a lot of. People are getting anxious, people are getting depressed and all that. How do you normally treat these kinds of patients?
Well, number one, we start, everything starts out with a consultation in the clinic. So we have what we call the holistic medical consultation. So it's like a general consult. We run down first, of course, we ask what brought you here in the clinic in the first place. So we ask for their chief complaint. So usually they tell us, I've been feeling depressed or I've been feeling this and that. And then we start going to the history. When did it start? Are there anything that triggers it, that makes it feel worse? And then we go through the lifestyle, because usually with lifestyle, with these types of illnesses, a lifestyle really plays a big role. So when we start asking like how you eat, it's usually like a 1 hour thing, a 1 hour consultation. So we run through like your diet, exercise, how you sleep, how you poop, what kind of poop. For women, how your menses are, or is it regular or is it not regular? What else? What you like, your drinking pattern? Do you drink a lot of water or do you drink a lot of soda? Stuff like that. So we run the lifestyle, and then that's what we try to adjust first. If we see, and like most Filipinos, our diets are not really that good. So we usually just give some diet modifications that they can start with. So sometimes we get patients that are not really so willing to let go of certain things. Right. So we try to ease them into it. And then, so we give them the general advice, and then we also create a program for the treatments. Because there are these treatments that we have in the clinic can help the progress run more smoothly. So for example, we need the patient to go on a detox. The colon cleanse can actually help improve their symptoms significantly. Because if you've gone through like a detox, like when we say detox, like removing all of the bad stuff, the toxins, the sugars, what do you call this? the withdrawal symptoms are really, really bad.
Oh yeah.
Diba? It's like removing cigarettes. Biglaan.
Exactly.
It really makes your head woozy and all that. So like these treatments that we have can help lessen the symptoms, so it will make everything run more smoothly. And at the same time, while we're adjusting everything else, so for example, you can't like switch to a diet to a very high nutrient dense diet right away. We can supplement you with like the IV nutrient therapies, or if you know that your cells are not regenerating well, we have another treatment for that, which is the IV laser. So it's always a combination of how things will go. So it depends on how toxic the person is, like how far along the disease is. So of course the program will be more intensive. But for example, they just started. Like we get a lot of that. Like, okay, I'm starting to feel this. They're not actually diagnosed with anything, but they're starting to feel like I am not sleeping that well, and I don't know why. I used to sleep so well, now I'm not. I don't know why. So it might be a hormonal issue. So we start looking into the little things, and then we try to adjust their lifestyle and do some treatments to just help improve the symptoms right away.
So basically, it's a long-term kind of thing, because after obviously the consultation, you tell them, we observe like change in diet or whatever. Then you have to observe for quite a while, right?
Yes.
And
The thing with the clinic is, with how our practice is, it's not an instant fix. Definitely. Because for example, you got the hypertension. It took years for you to develop hypertension.
Yes.
Like the medication that they will give will help with the symptom, lower down your BP, but it will not solve why you got hypertension in the first place.
Right.
So that's what we're trying to go into, to get into the root cause of the problem and solve it from there. So eventually, hopefully, our patients won't need like medications or maybe maintenance. That's it.
That's really cool. And I think, that's one thing that we all want in it. Let's not depend too much on medicine. So if you guys could adjust that, that's great. Now, I'm sure, the listeners out there or even the viewers are probably wondering, since it's a long-term kind of thing, how much more or less do they have to spend for that?
Okay, so first, like the holistic medical consultation, so the general consult, it's roughly around 2,400. So that's a 1-hour consultation, and we'll send you home with the program. For that have more complicated illnesses, like patong-patong. So for example, may cancer, may diabetes, may ganyan, may asthma, etc. So we do a more thorough consultation. We call it the functional medicine consult. So that's usually a 1.5 to 2 hour consult, sometimes 3 hours. It depends on the patient.
Wow.
Yeah, so like before that, we send them home with an 18-page questionnaire that they have to fill up before the consult, and then they'll send it back to us. So we analyze everything from the time they were born, even before they were born. Mga ganyan.
Oh my, talagang medical history.
Medical history siya ng bonggang-bongga. So usually it starts at 4,000 for the first hour, and then there's a rate na like for every succeeding hour. So that's more, it involves more work for the doctors. So the charge is a bit higher. And then for the treatments, we don't have any treatments that costs more than, I think, 4,000 pesos. Like for example, the acupuncture, it starts at 1,600. So usually naman we don't ask patients to go in more than once a week. So it's not it can be a bit expensive if the program is really intensive. Especially for cancer patients, because we do have cancer treatments in the clinic to help support their existing existing programs. It can be a bit expensive, but we always tell our patients it's more expensive to be in the ICU eventually. Diba? Because like a day in the ICU is a minimum of like 100,000.
Yeah.
So instead of like putting that money there, why don't you invest it first in your health? And then eventually naman, like these treatments are not supposed to be long term. It's supposed to just tide you through until the time that you're pretty healthy already, that you don't need these treatments anymore. Or like maintenance na lang, like magkikita tayo every other month or once a month. And then
right. Yeah. Okay, so you've mentioned about acupuncture. Normally ba, or most of your treatments rather, are parang ganyan, parang acupuncture, or yung mga kumbaga, not the
Not the typical
scientific
one.
ones. Yeah.
It's not yes, so we call ourselves integrative. We're in the integrative medicine field. So when we say integrative medicine, we combine the known like theories or medical practices from all of the from any country and all that. So with our clinic, so we basically combine East and West. So all of us, all of the doctors are medical doctors. Majority are functional medicine doctors. So we've trained with an institution in the United States, and then we also train with acupuncture. So we do extra trainings for IV drips and all, and nutritional therapy and all of that. So I wouldn't say that there's no scientific basis behind it. It's more of there are things in the human body that cannot be explained medically. And
Right.
acupuncture has been there for thousands of years already.
Yes.
And it's been working. And it's been different countries like China, Korea. There's Korean acupuncture. There's a Japanese way to do acupuncture. In Taiwan, actually, they do acupuncture, pero like different pa yung style with the traditional Chinese way of doing acupuncture. And it can't, parang hindi mo ma-explain in regular medicine kung paano siya nag-work, pero gumagana siya.
Yes,
pero
exactly.
in Chinese medicine terms, it makes sense. So there, most of our, actually all of our treatments have some evidence behind it. There are studies that are either ongoing or have been there for a long time. So before we put anything in the clinic, we do a lot of research.
Of course,
on how we can combine these treatments, because yun yung number one question. Because majority of the patients that come to us, they are already on existing medications. So how to combine the regular medicines with what, like let's say we want them to go into the herbal medication, how are we going to combine it? Or like the other treatments, how are we going to combine it? So it's actually, kaya we call it integrative medicine, because we integrate these types of medicines.
Okay, cool. Now, you've also mentioned about cancer and asthma and all that, diba? Parang all kinds talaga you guys treat. What has been your biggest or most memorable, perhaps, success story?
Actually, madami na, because we've been there since 2014. So, maybe a few that sobrang personal patients ko. I have a 35-year-old. When I saw him, he was 33 pa lang. Hypertension, actually no, he's diabetic na. He's obese, very, very stressed. Very, very stressed guy. And then in a matter of 6 months, we were able to reduce his medications to like remove his hypertensive medication and reduce his diabetes medication to half.
Wow.
So super happy ako doon.
Yeah.
Diba? And then we have this other patient. He's a cancer patient who has prostate cancer, but to the regular treatment for his disease, he was getting so much side effects from it.
Okay.
So when we did our cancer protocol with him, of course his diet is pristine. I think he barely eats any red meat na, though we've been telling him that you have to get more protein in your diet.
Right.
We started him on our protocol, and his PSA, the one that you monitor for it, has been going down significantly. Like now, I think after because we closed for a while during the pandemic, like for a few weeks, but when we saw him, his PSA levels were normal na. And his inflammatory markers were pristine. Like his labs are, I think, better than some of our doctors. So we're so happy.
All right, that's really a great story. Yeah. I wish, a lot of people know about you guys so that they could, get your treatments as well. Pero before we get to that, before we promote your page, I almost forgot to ask, what has been naman the most challenging experience that you've had?
Madami. Every day is a battle, especially for new patients. More because, when they come naman to the clinic, they kind of know what to expect. But some, they think that we're magicians. Kasi may mga ganun practitioners na may mga na they give you something in an instant, it will be good. So we always tell them, with our practice, yes, we can give you something to solve the symptoms, But it is not, parang the way we do it is eventually we're also gonna wean you off from that whatever supplement or
Right.
anything, because we want you to live life without bringing all of these like vitamins and
Exactly.
minerals. Yes, you need it, diba?
Yeah.
Like, there are some who just can't produce their own, or kulang na kulang yung, let's say, CoQ10 or L-carnitine in their bodies just because it's the way that they're made. So we'll have to supplement you for that. But in terms of like taking all of these like multivitamins and minerals and whatever, we want them to have a baseline healthy lifestyle before we put anything in. So yun.
Right.
So it's hard, like every day talaga na nag-clinic kami. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. It's parang we just see it as a challenge. I mean, that's our I think that's our passion, that's our mission, to really just help spread what healthy living is, especially now with this pandemic, diba? Like, we need to have like a baseline inflammation na mababa para whenever if ever we get that the virus, it won't be as bad. That like the hit won't be as bad.
Yeah. Okay, now you've mentioned that parang every day is really a challenge, no? I mean, especially that you're meeting all these patients. How naman do you take care of yourself?
Oh, I play golf. Well, for one thing, we try to practice what we preach. Like with majority of our doctors naman, we try to eat as healthy as we want. So the basic diet or food that we promote is plant-based. Pwedeng hindi 100% plant-based, but at least like 70% of your food comes from plants.
Okay.
And when we say plants, it should be a wide variety of plants. Hindi yung araw-araw, like rice is a plant, came from a plant, diba?
Right.
Pero, hindi naman puro kanin.
Masama rin yun.
Yeah. So it's really all about balance. So when we say balance for your vegetables, you get your 7 your rainbow colors in a day. So you can, if you can eat it, if you can put it in your plate, good. If not, like me personally, I like juicing or like making a smoothie. So that's how I take in my vegetables plus the cooked stuff. And then always make sure in terms of macros, it's also balanced. So some they do like for me, I don't really go too high on the carbs because I find that my body just doesn't metabolize it as well. Okay. So I go like on moderate carb or kayang low carb diet, and then like a moderate fat diet. So it really depends on how your body's gonna metabolize your diet. And then ano ginagawa ko? Well, now I'm on a very specific diet plan. I created a program for me and my husband because I got dengue. Okay, I got COVID last year. I got COVID in August last year, and then I got dengue this January. So kinumpleto ko na yung vitamin.
Oo nga.
And I got hit. My liver got hit pretty badly. Like my liver enzymes went up to time 4 of the normal. And then when I checked it recent, like a few weeks after, it was still a bit high. So I decided to go on a very strict diet.
Okay.
So now I'm working with a vegan nutritionist, and they're sending me meals because I can't meal prep for my life.
It's very challenging to do that.
Yes. So like for me, how I take care of myself is I just have to know myself enough to know what I need to do. So I'm lucky that this is my practice, diba? But there are some people who can't do that. What else I do? I do exercise. I do Pilates twice a week, and then I do golf with my husband. Like ngayon, once to twice a week. So I get my sunlight from there. Sun is very important. And also it's exercise because we walk when we play golf. And then and then I sleep as much as I can. I have 2 kids. So,
that's a challenge also.
I know. So one is turning 3 and one is turning 5. And then I breastfed for most of until they're like practically 2 years old. So the sleep has been bad for the past like how many years. So now medyo bumabawi. But we still co-sleep with them. So they kick in the middle of the night. So nagigising. But I try to, because when you sleep properly, your hormones are more balanced. Your cortisol levels are better. And then I try to get one thing is when it comes to taking care of yourself is making sure that you have your quiet time or however you want to spend your me time. Like
me time,
me time talaga. Like for me, I spend a better like half an hour or more on a Sunday night just in the bathroom, fixing my face, doing my galvanic spa, whatever.
Right.
And me and my husband, we make sure that we spend a lot of time together because having kids is sometimes having kids and having a full-time job, managing several businesses, you kind of lose track of time.
That's true.
Next thing you know, you don't spend enough time with hindi mo na pala nakakausap asawa mo. So we make sure that we spend time with each other.
That's good. Just out of curiosity, because you mentioned about getting good sleep, right? Do you also do that in your business in Centro Holistico, like manage or help others get good sleep?
Yes. So during the consultation, so we really ask how your sleep is. Like a lot of Filipinos don't sleep at the proper time.
What is the proper time anyway?
Okay. In Chinese medicine, you're supposed to be asleep from 10 p.m. until 2 a.m. Okay? Because that's
only?
the time. Hindi naman only, pero dapat tulog ka ng mga oras na yun.
Okay.
Because that's the hours na yun, that's when your other organs that help you recover are active.
I see. Okay.
Ngayon kasi sinasabi nila na basta maka 8 hours of sleep ka, you're okay, which is actually not,
right.
Because in the evening, those times also, that's when your growth hormones start to parang it goes up in the body. So that's the time to recover. So if you're not asleep on those hours, like at least naman by 11 o'clock, medyo hirap yung katawan to recover.
Okay.
Yeah. So, for example, you sleep at 2, if you notice like, nung mga times na gumigimik pa, na madaling araw, gumigimik ka 3 times a week, you sleep, let's say, at 3 a.m., kahit na natulog ka ng 3 a.m. at gumising ka ng mga 12 noon, you don't feel rested.
That's true. Yeah.
You don't feel rested. Ang tagal na ng tulog na yun, diba? That's like 12 hours, ganyan, or 9 hours. It's because you weren't asleep in the times that your body is actually supposed to be recovering. So that's one thing. We give advice when it comes to that. And then we do acupuncture also. There's actually acupuncture to help with sleep, with stress management. So we also ask patients, why are you not able to sleep? Ang dami bang iniisip sa gabi? Ang daming ganun nag-iisip sa gabi. So,
pag nakahiga na doon, nag-iisip.
Like a lot of thoughts go through their heads. So we tell them, okay, so this will help you like with stress, to help lower your cortisol levels sa gabi para naman maka-relax yung katawan. And we also advise, guys, please don't your phones, please naman put it out, like, or ilayo nyo sa sarili nyo when you're gonna sleep. Kasi every time you expose your eyes to light, it inhibits melatonin. So, kahit naka-blue light filter yan, basta may tao sa mata mo, it inhibits melatonin. So, we want like almost no light in your room when you're gonna sleep na.
I see. Well, that's really good and that's very insightful. Ako kasi like, I always look at my phone first and then pag tapos ko na magtingin, that's when I try to sleep. And it takes a while nga bago ako makatulog. So, that's the reason pala.
Yes. If you really have to have your phone, for example, like me, sometimes like patients or like my mom calls in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I put it yung pinaka mababa na light setting.
Yeah.
Yun na.
Parang dark na talaga.
Oo, konti lang yung stimulation. But if you can, just put it somewhere. So pag may tumawag, tsaka mo lang siya tingnan.
Yeah. Well, that's very good tip. All right, Doctora, let's invite now the listeners and the viewers out there to go visit Centro Holistico. Go and invite them to your pages as well.
Yeah, so if you guys need like a wellness boost or you just want to see what we do, so we are in 3 locations in Metro Manila. So we are in Alabang. It's in Commerce Center, Alabang. It's at the 2nd floor. It's across Acacia Hotel. The building's across Acacia Hotel. It's really easy to find. The other one, the one in Pasig, is in the Grove by Rockwell. So it's along C5. It's across Tiendesitas. So we're at the 2nd floor of the retail row. we're beside 7-Eleven. Na like, yeah, na a lot of unhealthy stuff. But yeah, we're there.
Yeah.
And then our third branch, our newest branch actually, is in Quezon City. It's at the penthouse level of HPL building, Scout Rallios Corner, Scout Wason. So if you see the new Dinan de Luca restaurant sa ground floor, that's the building. So just go all the way up to the penthouse level. We're there. And our pages are, on Facebook, you can find us at facebook.com/CentroHolisticoPh. We also have an Instagram account, CentroHolistico, and we also have a YouTube account. So like we've uploaded some of our videos there. We have our wellness weekend talks every Sunday there. It's there. So it's youtube.c/CentroHolisticoPh.
Awesome. And I will link all those below on our YouTube channel as well. All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr., for sharing these with us. I truly learned a lot from you. So thank you very much, and do stay safe.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thanks. Bye. What have you learned from that conversation with Dr. Candy? I learned that we should be asleep by 10 p.m. and asleep till about 2 a.m. Well, of course, longer than that, so that our cells and our body regenerates, and so we feel well rested the following day. What have you learned? Let me know. Comment on our official YouTube channel and our official Facebook and Instagram pages. And while you're at it, go ahead and like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram as well. And like I always say, folks, life is short. So go ahead and get drunk on life and take a shot of Bailey's. Hey, do you want to start your own podcast too? Check out Anchor FM. You can create your own podcast from your phone or desktop, and you don't have to worry about distributing your podcast because they will take care of that for you. Our podcast is an Anchor FM server, and they're the ones distributing it to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, etc., all for free. So what are you waiting for? Download the app now or visit anchor.fm. The beats that you're hearing in the background is courtesy of DJ Ray Dava. Go ahead and check him out on Facebook and Instagram.